It's Just Cinema on YouTube. Thank you for putting into words what was so hard for me to really say. It didn't hide anything away from you. That's why it felt like that this shouldn't be shown for kids, because usually you would want kids to not know about death or not know about gash wounds or cuts inside of movies or not know about experimentation or show actual beings being stabbed. But that movie didn't run away. It's like a truth that you can't escape, a truth that is just plain in front of you. And I believe that's why I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable watching that movie because it didn't hide the truth. And I think that's something deeper inside of me as well as all of us. We all want to parade around like we know everything or this, that, and the third. Or if we know a specific topic, we want to know all about it. Ugh. Some of us wants to be know-it-alls. At the same time, however, when truth is placed in front of your face, would you run away from it because it's too uncomfortable? Or would you actually stay because it's uncomfortable, yet it's true? Because that movie could show whether or not a person would rather stay, or if they do stay, they would understand, or they would just leave. Because whether you like the movie or not, it shows who you are when truth is confronted. Something that's hard, something that's unavoidable, something that we all know, but it's just placed in your face like that. When that truth is so uncomfortable, do you run away from it? Or do you actually sit through it and let that uncomfortability process deep within you so that you can understand why you feel that way? Because for so long, I've been trying to figure out why I felt the way I felt about that movie. And I got my emotions out through video. This is the third time I'm recording freaking this. And I got it all on like 13 minutes of me talking with myself to see why I felt the way I felt. And then I watched this one guy's video and he perfectly summarized it. It was a truth plain in our faces that we would hide from our kids. But it was just there. They didn't show blood, but you know that somebody passed away. They didn't show the torture, but they showed how inhumane that experiments are. The kids survived, but you actually feel that they were in actual danger because they tried everything and it still seemed like they were gonna, pass away. Things got real and it was in our faces. And that uncomfortability I felt was real too. But I didn't want to run away. There were times where I wanted to swipe away from that freaking movie because it was just way too uncomfortable, weird, etc. But I was like, nah, let me watch this movie to the end. And I did. And I still have lingering, like, there's still a little string of emotions that I'm feeling about this movie because of how the truth is just still in our faces. And yet I'm coming to accept it though. Because what I've said in my audio recording was that even though that movie was dark, there was a bit of light in it. And that light was Mrs. Bisbee. And how they literally showed that freaking imagery at the end of the movie. And I love that. So, I guess I have a newfound respect for that movie. For showing me how uncomfortable it is when the truth of what it was showing me was right in my face. And I didn't run away. I wanted to stay. Even when it got uncomfortable. There's a lesson behind that, but nah, say it. When you are able to confront a truth and be uncomfortable, and then you allow yourself to process why you feel that way, it shows that you want to know. It shows that you are in the process of accepting it. You're not denying it. It's in your face. It's already in the back of your mind and it's already racing in there. And so you're just there processing it. And in reality, that truth just broke everything inside of you that you knew. I didn't know that a children's movie can get that dark. And they could actually have it that dark. And yet they didn't break no rules. they crossed that line, you know, stabbings, but still just acceptable to be considered a freaking kids movie. And that conflicted with what I knew a kids movie to be. Here's an ending message for you. Sometimes the truth can be so uncomfortable, and yet, if you're willing to sit with your uncomfortability, you'll be able to accept it. It's not quick, it's not easy, and it dang sure don't feel good. But it's the first few steps to you feeling good again. So that when the same thing happens again, you don't have to feel that emotion, at least not as strongly the next time. Not from numbness, but from acceptance. And I'll leave it at that. Alright, y'all, peace out. I love it like I'm out. A truth in front of my face that I can't deny, but a truth that I have to accept.